Between the various best-selling books by author Andrzej Sapkowski, the popular series of games, and the ever-popular Netflix series and spin-offs, the Witcher franchise remains remarkably popular. The flagship Netflix series, largely considered a successful adaptation of the property, has thus far been supplemented by prequels of mixed quality. The animated The Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf received high praise, while the live-action The Witcher: Blood Origin had somewhat of a more critical welcome. The live-action Netflix series hasn't been without its own challenges, originally starring Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia before he departed and was replaced by Liam Hemsworth. However, the franchise's latest story, The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep, an animated feature set within the timeline and continuity of the live-action series, successfully captures all the monster hunting action, mythology, and interesting character dynamics fans have come to expect. Doug Cockle also delivers an excellent performance in his return as Geralt, making for another noteworthy Witcher adventure. What is The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep about? The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep sees Geralt Cockle hired to investigate a series of attacks on a seaside village that, by all appearances, seem to be the efforts of aggrieved merpeople. The situation ends up more complicated than it looks, doesn't it always? And Geralt, Jaskier Joey Beatty, and new friends, including Bard S.C. Dav and Christina Wren, have to get to the bottom of the situation before it escalates into a deadly war between the surface kingdom and the aquatic peoples down below. Based on the short story, A Little Sacrifice, Sirens of the Deep is set between episodes 5 and 6 of the Netflix series' first season. For fans of The Witcher and its various adaptations, Henry Cavill adeptly embodied the superficially emotionless yet ultimately noble monster hunter, so it's unfortunate that circumstances aligned for him to need replacement twice. While we haven't seen Hemsworth's turn as the character in the live-action series, Season 4 reportedly premieres sometime this year. Cavill's exit led to the question of who could fill his shoes in this animated adaptation. Sometimes the simplest choice is the best one. Doug Cockle, famed for voicing Geralt throughout the award-winning series of Witcher games, Cockle terrifically returns to the White Wolf here, building a gruff but complex professional toughness for our favorite Kaer Morhen resident. Beatty also once again offers a strong performance as Jaskier, the bard with just enough charm and boldness to get into trouble, while Wren adds much to the animated outing as the endearing and resolute SC. There's never a dull moment in The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep. The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep offers considerable mystery and political complexity, as Geralt and co. have to combat non-human forces alongside the realpolitik considerations of two kingdoms on a razor's edge. There's strong animated combat in the film's first minutes, a hallmark of the series overall, and it showcases Geralt's combat prowess, capabilities, and the dangers of the magical threats. There's a bit of apparent inconsistency in power for some of the series' monstrous forces, as Geralt's initial fight against one Vodnik is tough, but they die relatively easily in large numbers once the film gets rolling, replicating an issue common to any sequel that multiplies tough cinematic beasts. See the otherwise excellent Aliens. As a whole, it's a well-paced and action-packed animated film that boasts a sense of gravity while fitting into the tone of the Netflix series. Beyond a few inconsistencies in the creatures, the film's other scripted elements work well. The subplot with mermaid princess Sheena's Emily Carey and the human prince Agloville Cameras Johnson is an amusing riff on the Little Mermaid lore, the Disney original itself, based on the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale of the same name, and it ties into a satisfying finale, though the script pivots rather suddenly in and out of its plot threads at times, such as those regarding a certain potion. Additionally, while Anya Chalotra returns as Yennefer of Vengerberg, the character could have been featured a little more even if she's tertiary to this particular story. It's still a fun excursion that's breezy in pace but weighty in danger, one that longtime fans of the series and games will likely enjoy. Sirens of the Deep is another action-packed entry in the Witcher franchise. The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep is a great entry to Netflix's fantasy franchise all on its own, with skillful vocal performances including a welcome return from Doug Cockle, well-designed action sequences and creatures, and a nicely integrated story that connects to the live-action series. It moves along briskly in pace for an enjoyable adventure sure to please devotees of the famed monster nemesis. The romantic narrative could have been given stronger development and integration, and there's a bit of inconsistency in how the creatures are written, but it's a well-balanced animated actioner that captures everything fans already love about Geralt of Rivia while exploring the complicated politics of monster hunting. The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep is now available to stream on Netflix. Give The Witcher: Sirens of the Deep a 8/10.